I'm talking to you, the 9 to 5 grind employee who works hard and plays harder, the fast food employee who is grateful to get out of the hood, the daddy's girl who talks about shoes all day, and the lawyer who tries so hard not to lie, and the homeless sweetheart who's lost hope. I'm talking to you. To the grassroots, I want change and I want it now, but I got it all upside down because I'm fooled by the news into being on the wrong side. I'm especially talking to you. The truth needs to be heard, so I'm going to act out with my words, and I will not be silent. I'm tired of lies being spread by ignorant people with no real knowledge in their head. They just regurgitate biased media propaganda, the biggest weapon used and being properly abused. My mom was born when Israel was Palestine, so am I a Palestinian Jew? Don't I have the right to this land just like you? The word terrorist and intifada means nothing to me. I don't need them to describe the life that I see. When I take my kids to preschool and I have to think twice before parking next to a tractor, checking if the driver has a star on his chain or if the falafel guy knows him. When I walk past the construction sites or have pizza out with my kids and all eyes on me, no matter how covered my dress can be, I feel their eyes piercing through my freedom of identity. When I'm in class at my local college and I'm from Miami and she's all, I'm from Lebanon, and sitting in the row next to me, I didn't cringe once. I could kick it until turns out her uncle blew himself up with a bomb on a random bus just to kill as many people as possible. No distinction between Christian, Jewish, old and young, and these extremists value death while we cherish life. They engage in blood worshipping rituals as they beat their wife, while we invent straws to detect date rape drugs and develop stem cell therapy products to treat and remove cancer and tumors, developed advanced treatment for diabetes, detection of lung cancer, sleep apnea, Alzheimer's, and multiple sclerosis. So boycott Israel and you boycott your own health. Support Hamas violence and you support your own destruction, as they want you to suffer repercussions while they're all stabbings of the innocent blood, entrenched the weeping hearts for the pain and fear to arise to allow them to continue the demise. So at this point I will not be silent. I don't give a damn what you heard on CNN, BBC, or NPR. I live here and I see things for what they are. I will never forget that my family was tortured in chambers and suffered persecution for thousands of years just for believing that good can remove evil, that emanating light can ward off darkness, and so I will not be silent. As I take my baby for a routine checkup, this woman walks around draped in extremist garb. I clutch my baby as I search for my mates, for they have infiltrated my space. They receive medical care in their face and still have the audacity to hate, while all other nations in the Mideast slaughter purely based on faith. And we don't discriminate, but we still got called all kinds of names as media and enemies played their games of apartheid. Well, check this. Ever see a Jew in a college in Lebanon? Ever see a Jew getting medical care in Jordan? Ever see a Jew pray freely at their own holy site in a disputed territory that was given as an unappreciated attempt and another sorry attempt for a non-existent peace? The Temple Mount should be open to all worshippers no matter what religion, as stated by an Arab Israeli on a local radio station this morning. While Jews rarely get to pray there and get assaulted when doing so. Muslims are free to pray at the Western Wall. Muslims pray with their behind raised to the Temple Mount and face Mecca. The Jews bow down facing this holy of holy sites. The Quran never ever mentions Jerusalem, and the Torah mentions it 622 times. But that's not what you'll hear on the news in your BMW convertible Starbucks coffee button-down collared shirt, gym bag in the back seat, while you manage to shake your head as the biased Muslim broadcaster proclaims that he didn't see a knife in the stabber's hand and he got caught lying as the photo revealed otherwise. But the revolution will not be televised, just like when an Israeli soldier gives a Palestinian kid a sandwich or candy while their parents brainwash them into hatred and violence while spending millions of American tax dollars to build cement tunnels instead of schools, hospitals, and other infrastructure, so that they attempt to creep into Israeli villages for their one orgasmic desire to kill, 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 murder, murder, murder. Oh, how they desire those 72 virgins and to sit in our Israeli jails, being fed, educated, and paid a lofty salary from the PA for being held a virtuous martyr. And these are the beasts you expect us to make peace with? There is no two-state solution, and if there was, it would have happened already. But they don't want peace, they crave annihilation. But truth prevails always, and I will not be silent. I will fight with my heavenly weapons, as it's proven only straight miracles have kept us safe, as we make up 1/6 of 1% of the Mideast, yet we're all up in the headlines because we are a light, and I will not be silent. And show the world how we love thy neighbor as we love thyself, like when we sent aid to Haiti and Nepal, when we nurse Syrian and Sudanese refugees in Gaza who fires rocket us during ceasefires, we supply them with electricity and what? 200,000 tons going into 600 trucks of medical supplies, food, and other goods on a daily basis, many times in which weapons are attempted to be smuggled as well. So, what's happened to the global consciousness? We have become dispersed into yin and yang, and the majority will not hang around as the end is near. Only those who truly fear the Creator alone will stand firm as they atone for their ego's woes. And I will not be silent. I hear the sirens going off during ceasefires as they repeatedly break them, and the Iron Dome protects our throne in this palace of a land that we built with our own hands, as it was barren when we received it as a grant from the UN. After being enslaved, we reach our haven only to again be ambushed by all surrounding nations, and as the Creator merited us with this land, the battle was fought with angels taking a stand with my Father to fill in, wrapped around his hand, special people with faith in our hearts, battling since we know this was a start to our growth apart, as we're the only liberal democracy who charge full force for the right to survive, and no matter the attempts, we will always stay alive. It will be revealed gloriously to the world that Hashem is one, and his name is one, and Hashem will wage war for you, and you will be silent.